There's a boy named Jack who studies at a university. In his class, there's a girl named Grace who is doing quite well. Jack doesn't really pay much attention to her, and Grace doesn't put any pressure on him either. However, Jack is very likable. He has excellent communication skills, a sharp mind, and he quickly understands even the points that professors mention only briefly. Now, Jack has an assignment to complete, but he doesn't want to do it himself. Since there is no direct connection between him and Grace, he doesn't feel he can ask her directly. Through one of his friends, he hears that Grace has praised him multiple times. This makes Jack happy, and soon he starts looking for chances to talk to her. Within just 2 days, this likable boy is waiting daily, hoping for someone to solve his assignment. The purpose of sharing this story is to highlight the weakness of certain men. First, they easily fall into traps, and their thinking becomes illogical when emotions get involved. Such people are quick to be fooled. They go on social media, leaving comments under girls' posts, showering them with praise, and expecting that somehow these compliments will win attention. But the reality is, countless other guys are already doing the same thing, so their words hardly stand out. When you do this, you simply join the crowd of many others, and instead of gaining respect, you may actually lose it. At best, you might earn a brief acknowledgement, but in most cases, you only lower your own self-esteem. This constant chasing after attention not only damages your confidence, but also affects the quality of your work and your life. Another major reason men remain weak is their narrow mindset and constant negativity about life. For example, some men think, "Why should I compliment my wife when she doesn't compliment me?" This attitude makes their marriage dull and lifeless. Similarly, at work, they may think, "Why should I ask for a promotion? My boss won't give it to me anyway. He only favors those who flatter him." Because of this fear and negativity, they never take initiative, remain stuck in the same position for years, and continue earning less than they deserve. Some also believe, what's the point of making friends? Friends only betray, insult, or abandon you when you need them most. With this mindset, they avoid building relationships altogether. Later, these same people complain about loneliness, boredom, and a lack of joy in life. The same applies to health thinking. Why should I exercise? Nobody notices me anyway, and after death, everyone ends up in the soil. This negative outlook keeps them from improving their body, health, or energy. No matter the situation, such men always think negatively about themselves, about others, and about the world. Instead of changing themselves, they blame the entire system, claiming that the world is unfair to good people like them. And if they do make friends, they usually attract other negative people who only sit together criticizing everything without working on self-improvement. This kind of negative thinking makes men emotionally weak and prevents them from achieving success. It keeps their talents hidden, lowers their social value, and traps them in an unfulfilling life. Another factor that adds to this weakness is the unhealthy use of social media and excessive movie watching. Movies and online distractions, whether good or bad, end up wasting both time and energy, leaving no room for growth. This constant negativity not only lowers your productivity, but also robs you of any reward for your efforts. In the same way, the misuse of social media damages men's lives, whether it's wasting time endlessly in unproductive friendships, obsessively following Instagram models, or just scrolling aimlessly. All of this drains energy without adding value. The fourth weakness that reduces a man's worth is his tolerance of insults. I have already mentioned in a previous video that if you do not stop people from saying or doing things that humiliate you, they will continue that behavior. If someone insults you, you must take a stand and respond firmly. It is true that Islam teaches patience and forgiveness, but if a person deliberately targets you, waiting for chances to humiliate you, then tolerating such behavior only encourages them. People who insult others for fun must not be entertained. Think about it. If someone disrespects you in front of others and you remain silent, then even the bystanders start to believe it's acceptable to treat you that way. They assume insulting you is normal, and some may even join in. That's why it is your responsibility to protect your honor and defend yourself, no matter what. The fifth weakness that makes men appear weak and small is their habit of jealousy and rivalry with other men. Instead of focusing on building their own life, they waste precious energy comparing themselves to others and feeling bitter about what someone else has achieved. Take an example. A man sees John, who is confident, funny, and full of life. John cracks a joke. People laugh, and suddenly he becomes the soul of the gathering. Instead of admiring John's skills and learning from him, this man feels insecure. His mind starts whispering, "Why don't people pay this much attention to me? Why does he always get the spotlight?" Jealousy takes over, and instead of growing, he shrinks even further. Or consider David. David has worked hard, built a career, drives a decent car, and carries himself with respect. People admire his lifestyle, but instead of being inspired to work harder and create the same for himself, the jealous man sits back and curses David's success. He convinces himself with lies like, "David must be lucky. He must have had connections. I was never given those chances." It doesn't stop there. Some men even look at another man's wife and begin to compare their own life. They say, "Why is his wife educated and beautiful, and mine is not like that?" This type of thinking is poisonous. It creates resentment, frustration, and weakness because it is rooted in comparison. Instead of improving themselves, they get stuck in a cycle of envy. The reality is simple. These other men are not blessed with divine genius or some magical fortune from the skies. They are not superheroes. They are just ordinary men who decided to work harder, stay disciplined, and improve themselves little by little every day. The only difference is that they took responsibility for their life, while the jealous man wasted his time complaining and comparing. Jealousy is a dangerous weakness because it eats you alive from the inside. When you keep comparing yourself to others, you blind yourself to your own potential. Instead of asking, "What can I do to improve?" you ask, "Why do they have what I don't?" And the more you do that, the less energy you have left to actually change your life. A man who constantly competes with others in his mind is never at peace. He never enjoys what he already has because he is too busy measuring himself against the next person. He doesn't realize that life is not a race against other men. It is a race against his own yesterday. True strength lies in working hard to become a better version of yourself, not in trying to bring someone else down. Instead of putting in the effort and working hard, many men fall into the trap of convincing themselves with self-defeating thoughts. They say things like, "I can never be good-looking. I'll never be successful. All those men who are ahead of me must be lucky. They were just born into the right family, or they got the right opportunities. But me? My fate is terrible. This kind of thinking is not only false, it is also dangerous. It allows a man to stay in his comfort zone without ever challenging himself. The truth is that it is always easier to blame luck than to take responsibility. Calling someone else lucky is an excuse that saves you from admitting your own lack of discipline, effort, or consistency. What most people call luck is nothing more than years of patience, struggle, sacrifices, and smart work. A man who wakes up early every day, studies harder than others, takes care of his health, builds strong relationships, and invests his time wisely, he is not lucky. He is simply reaping the rewards of his choices. But the weak mindset avoids this truth. It prefers the easier route, blaming fate, blaming society, blaming family, blaming God, blaming everyone except themselves. Such men will waste hours scrolling through Instagram, watching others' lives, admiring others' success, or feeling jealous, but when it comes to their own growth, they do nothing. They never admit that their failures are the result of their own habits. This mentality is one of the greatest weaknesses a man can have because it keeps him stuck at the bottom, while others who are willing to work keep climbing higher. Another weakness that lowers a man's value is his body posture and overall body language. You must have noticed how some people catch your attention immediately the moment they enter a room. You find yourself looking at them, almost as if a celebrity or a hero from a drama has just walked in. Why does that happen? It happens because of their posture and the way they carry themselves. Their body speaks before they even open their mouth. A man with strong posture looks confident and secure. He stands straight, shoulders back, chin up, and moves as if he belongs wherever he is. He doesn't slouch, doesn't drag his feet, doesn't keep his eyes glued to the floor as if he wants to disappear. He doesn't look rushed or nervous as though he's trying to avoid attention. Instead, his walk and his stance communicate assurance. I am here. I am capable. I am not afraid. On the other hand, a man with weak body posture gives the opposite impression. Slouched shoulders, fidgeting hands, avoiding eye contact, walking too fast or too slow, these signals make him appear insecure, confused, or submissive. And in today's world, people judge you within seconds based on these physical cues. Even if you are talented, skilled, or intelligent, poor body language can make others underestimate you before they even get to know you. This is why improving your posture is not just about looking good. It is about sending the right message to the world. When your body language shows strength, people treat you with respect. They notice you, they listen to you, and they take you seriously. But when your posture is weak, even your words lose power. So remember, success is not just about what you think or what you say it is, also about how you present yourself. Stop blaming luck, stop living like a victim, and start taking control of the things you can change. Straighten your back, walk with confidence, and put in the hard work. The world respects men who respect themselves. If your body language is weak, you are sending the wrong message without even speaking. To fix this, I have already made a video on improving your posture and presence. Its link is in the description. Watch it, and you'll notice a visible change in the way you walk, sit, and carry yourself. If you found this video valuable, let me know in the comments. If you don't want to write much, just type 100 so I know it helped you. That motivates me to create more content. And if you are new here, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future videos. Also, share in the comments which topic you'd like me to cover next, because that's how I decide what videos to make in the future.